it's me Marshmallow, and in this video I'm gonna be giving the Milk Carton House an extreme makeover. So let's get started. The first thing I do when decorating houses like this one is that I add basic shapes to create walls. For this house specifically, I decided to add some medium rectangles as well as some medium cylinders, which I'll call pillars for the rest of the video. And I use these items to outline some walls for this house. And then I decided to add some medium slabs on top of a specific rectangle because I did not feel like adding more pillars there, or else it would kind of interfere with the stairs. Then I added some more slabs onto the ceiling to create wall cornices. Then I decided to add some wallpapers and flooring based upon my channel avatar, and the walls aren't going to be the only thing themed off of my avatar. The whole house will be as well, because I always wanted a house that I would display basically all the time I'd be online, so this house is going to be that house. Anyway, then I decided to work on the living area, and for this I added some medium slabs, encasing some cubes, because I wanted to create a unique fireplace. So I added a fire item from the vacation update. And then I also added a small slab and colored it to pink, as well as some various plants, decor, and a TV to finish that area off. And then after, I decided to create a coffee table using some various tables as well as some slabs colored in pink to create a really cute table design. I also added some architectural tools on the table because honestly, why not? Then I added a window from the Olympus update as well as some small pillars because the pink color matched the living room design. Then I decided to work on the entrance of the house, and I added some miraculous items as well as some various plants on top of them to create some very, very tall plants. Then I added a flower rug using 2 of the default rugs as well as 1 of the smaller ones. The next room I worked on was the kitchen, and I honestly thought this room was absolutely amazing because I added some slabs and I also added some rectangles and I colored them to be pink, and this created a sleek kitchen design. I also added a pink fridge as well as some various basic shapes to separate the fridge from the rest of the design. And while doing that, I added some ovens from the Miraculous Furniture Packs as well as a sink with some jars of some sort beside it. And then I added a whole section of the kitchen to be just for storing miscellaneous items like a fruit basket, some bags of flour, some baguettes, and some other food. Then after that, I added another wall from the Olympus update, and I added my channel picture as well as some various plants beside it. Then lastly, I decided to add some slabs on the ceiling as well as a dining area. And I replicated the wall design that I used in the living area. Then I added some slabs and I colored them to be pink to create a cohesive dining table that matched the kitchen. Then I also added some donut chairs because I haven't even used these in who knows how long, so I was really happy that I was able to use them. Then I added some utensils as well as some plants around them. And I guess making the dining room wasn't the last thing because literally right after, I decided to add some posters to the kitchen, with one of them replacing my channel picture. And then I just added a bunch of rugs surrounding the kitchen. The next area I worked on was a little bit more of the living room, and what I did here was that I added some pink pillars as well as one of the windows from the Christmas update, creating a light effect around another slab that I colored to be pink. Then I added a panda from one of the Luluka packs as well as a bunch of plants surrounding it. Then I went up to the second floor and adjusted some of the pillars so they wouldn't overlap with the second floor. Then I decided to actually work on the second floor like a lot because I started by adding some rectangles and some pillars to surround the stairs. And I added some more rectangles to outline where I was going to place some more walls in order to create 2 rooms and a little entrance area leading up to the stairs. Then I changed the wallpapers to kind of match the first floor's wallpapers. And then here's where I went to town with decorating. I started to add some slabs and then a rectangle, and I recolored it to be pink. And then I added another slab and I merged it into the rectangle in order to create a drawer. Then I added a lot of decorations, including a chocolate fountain, a miniature version of the Eiffel Tower, a statue, and lots of plants. Then I decided to add another piece of decor by adding some more basic shapes to display a holographic avatar. And I also added some various plants around it to make sure that the area wasn't feeling empty. Then I added a rug around the first area I decorated on the second floor, and then I started to decorate the first bedroom. And what I did here was that I used one of the designs that I use quite a lot inside of my videos, and I made a loft bed kind of design, if that's really the right way to call it. Anyway, I added a Hello Kitty bed as well as some slabs to create some stairs. Then I decided to create an area to display clothes by adding some various slabs and some clothing racks to create a little bit of a closet. Then I decided to make this wall look a lot better, well, at least in my opinion, by adding some pink basic shapes as well as a window encased inside of the shape. Then I decided to block off the stairs because I realized that I was actually pretty close to reaching the furniture limit. More or so 260 something pieces of furniture out of 350, so that's why I blocked off the third floor. Anyway, I started to work on the bathroom inside of the first room because who doesn't like their own bathroom inside of a bedroom? Anyway, what I did here was that I added some slabs in order to create a counter for the bathroom, and then I added a sink attached to it as well as a mirror. And I made sure to keep the lights on the mirror because I felt like the lights went perfectly with the wall. Then I added some more basic shapes to make sure that there wasn't any empty space above the sink. Then I decided to add some bathroom essentials as well as a wall separating the essentials from another thingy I will create shortly. Or actually right about now, I decided to add some more basic shapes, and then I added a little rack where you can hang a towel, keys, etc. Then I decided to add a bunch of plants to the bathroom because I felt like it was looking a little bit empty. Then after that, I added some plants to the bed, which I end up removing later because of the furniture limit. And then I just added some rugs, even more plants, as well as some slabs attached to the ceiling. I started to work on the second bedroom, which I actually really like, despite how simple it is. But anyway, I decided to start by adding some pink basic shapes surrounding a window from the Olympus update. And then I decided to add a unique wall design inside of the bedroom that I originally didn't have there, because once again, the furniture limit exists. Anyway, Anyway, then I started to create a bed using some slabs, and then I also added a bed from one of the miraculous furniture packs on top of it, but I actually decided to move it to the right in order to create room for a desk and another open closet. Anyway, I decided to add a large slab and colored it to pink, as well as some pillars in order to create some segments for the area. And then I decided to create a closet similar to the first bedroom that I created inside of this video by just adding some clothing racks, as well as some various basic shit. Then I had to adjust them a little bit because I wanted to make this closet look as good as possible. And then I decided to add some plants to the bedroom because I felt like it was looking really empty, so yeah. And I also added a couple of rugs. Oh, and I almost forgot, I actually added a harp inside of the bedroom as well. Then here's where the battle came. I was 7 pieces of furniture away from reaching the furniture limit, and I had a little bit of things that I wanted to decorate, so I decided to get rid of lots of minuscule details. So here is what I did. First of all, I decided to adjust the coffee table design by adding only 1 slab instead of 3 tables. And then I decided to go into the kitchen and remove some of the details, including some of the rugs and the sprinkle ramps that I had merged into the rectangles, which were basically the walls. Then I had some more room to create an area leading up to the stairs, and what I did was that I added some slabs, and then I added a rectangle and colored it to pink, and then I added a cork board, as well as some various plants surrounding it to create this aesthetic area. But before finishing it off, I had to get rid of even more things, including the walkway to the 2nd floor, because I realized that I wouldn't be able to include in the stairway to the 3rd floor, because I just felt like that there wasn't enough furniture that I could possibly use in order to be able to decorate that the way I wanted, so that's why I got rid of it. Anyway, then I added some details to the area leading up to the 2nd floor, as well as adding some pink shapes surrounding a window from the Olympus update. Then I added a slab above the window. Lastly, I had a couple of pieces of furniture left that I could use, so I decided to add a humongous picture of my channel, as well as another rug, because honestly, why not? Then I decided to work on the exterior of the house, and I wanted this to match my channel avatar once again. So I just decided to add some wallpapers, like the Hello Kitty wallpaper that matches my shirt, as well as some sprinkles and another wallpaper with bricks. Then I decided to add one of my favorite items, which is the balloon item, as well as a tree from the Lunar New Year event, and a mailbox with a floating letter. So yeah, that's all for this house. And you know what that means? A house tour! First of all, here's the exterior of the house. I honestly really like how this turned out because I really like how all of the wallpapers work with each other so well. Anyway, now let's enter the house. When you enter the interior of this house, you'll be greeted by a wonderful living room design with lots of plants, some rugs, as well as a TV where you could watch your favorite shows. Behind the living area, you'll be able to see a Panda speaker, as well as a wonderful entrance area with a flower rug greeting you inside of the house. If you go to the right of the entrance, you'll be able to see a corkboard with some various news on it, as well as the stairway to the 2nd floor. But we'll get to that a little bit later. If you walk through the door beside the living area, you'll be able to see the kitchen. And inside of the kitchen, we have a fridge, some miscellaneous items that you can use to cook up some amazing meals, the area where you can make those meals, as well as a dining area where you can make some amazing memories with your family or friends. Alrighty, now here's where we get to the 2nd floor. Once you walk up the stairs, you'll be greeted by a Hello Kitty rug, as well as a holographic avatar with some plants surrounding it. If you walk to the right of the holographic avatar display, you'll be able to see another area surrounded by plants with a chocolate fountain, a statue, and a replica of the Eiffel Tower. If you go to the right, you'll be able to see the first bedroom, featuring a loft bed, an open concept closet, a bookshelf, and a luxury bathroom inside of this bedroom. And this bathroom features a sink, some essentials, as well as a rack where you can hang various items that you might need in the future. If you go into the 2nd room, you will see a harp, as well as another open concept closet. You'll be able to see a bed, as well as a desk for work or any other essentials. Anyway, that's gonna be all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye!